Do you remember when we met?
I do. I met you and Nikki at the Bass Pro Shop in Clarksville, Indiana.
How in the world? It wasn't you looking in the mirror and saying, I'm going to be Santa Claus. Tell us how you had your first Santa Claus experience.
Really, I had no idea that I would become a Santa. In fact, I was a little bit put off. I felt like it maybe made me feel old or look old or something. But I had a young man that I worked with, and he just approached me one day and asked me if I would consider bringing a puppy to his daughter for Christmas. And I said, what do you want me to do? He said, I want you to be Santa. I said, well, I don't have a Santa suit. He said, that's not a problem. I'll buy you a Santa suit. So he bought me a suit, and really it was not an inspired visit until his little girl came up to me and I handed her that puppy. And I saw in her eyes something that I had never seen before. And I saw the joy of Christmas. And I knew at that point that I needed to be a Santa. It's proven to be the most enjoyable thing I've ever done. I think I have his heart. I think I have the heart of Santa. I really do. I care about people. I love children. And it's hard to be a good Santa and not love children. And God's given me one additional love, and that's for special needs kids. And I love for them to be brought to me and let me embrace them and hold them in my arms.
Everybody has a story. And tell me about the day of August 10th, 1989. Tell me about that morning. Do you remember anything about that day?
Well, actually, the day began the day before. It was the day that my wife, Barbara, and I took our daughters, Jackie and Jill, to Northern Kentucky University to get them set up to go start their school year. Jackie would have been a junior, and Jill was starting her freshman year. How proud I was of my daughters, the way they conducted themselves. Jackie, our oldest daughter, was working pretty much full-time as a pharmacy assistant and carrying about 30 hours. Jill had just graduated from Oldham County High School, valedictorian, full scholarship to Northern. Barbara and the girls and I were driving home from Northern Kentucky, just really having a wonderful time together. We came home, we put some steaks on, the pastor and his wife came over, and it was just a fun time with the girls. I got up early and left before Barbara and the girls got up, and I went up to Shelbyville, Indiana. The girls left the house that day, Jackie and Jill, never to return to the house. They left, went down 71 to I-65, got on 65, headed south, and they just reached Hospital Curve when a truck loaded with junk cars dumped a load on the southbound lane. The wreck that occurred was a result of a truck driver driving recklessly. He did a poor job of loading his load, first of all. And these were junk cars. He had 13 junk cars on a flatbed truck, and they were loaded improperly. They were secured improperly. And he was driving recklessly through downtown Louisville, Hospital Curve. And he started to move into the right-hand lane, saw a car, shifted back to the center lane, and when he did, the junk cars, the momentum of the cars pulled him into the concrete barrier there on 65. And the first car off, our daughters took a direct hit, and they were killed instantly.
You forgave that man. And I mean, technically, he could have gone to jail. Tell us about how you forgave him.
It was a process, Tim. I don't know how I would have reacted to him if I had been near him the day that the girls died. I don't know. But in the course of a year, and then the trial, and his conviction of reckless homicide, 3 counts of reckless homicide, there was another person killed in the wreck besides my 2 daughters. I think it was the day, maybe the day or the day before, that I told Barbara and I told my other 2 daughters, I think we have to forgive this driver. You know, the Lord's Prayer says, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And I'm not sure how we can expect God to forgive us if we're unwilling to forgive others. Is it easy? No. No, not at all. As a daddy, the worst thing I could think of was to lose one of my daughters, and I lost two. I asked the judge if I could speak to the court and speak to the driver, and I did tell the driver that we forgave him, that we held no ill feelings toward him. And I prayed that God would somehow change his life as a result of this. And then I turned to the judge and I said, I see no benefit in sending this young man to prison, because he was probably facing a 5 to 10 year prison term. But I asked him to not send him to prison. And the judge honored that. And I haven't regretted it one breath since I did that.
So now I've seen it firsthand, and you see these little children, and when they see you, they're convinced. There's no doubt. There is absolutely no doubt. Is that in itself a healing process for you?
Oh, I think it is. I think that a lot of people never discover what they're supposed to do with their lives, and I have. You know, we have portrayed Santa as a person. I think it's more than that. I think Santa is a part of the secular mystique of Christmas. Now, Christmas is about the birth of Christ, and I celebrate that every day. But there is a certain mystique about the character Santa. You know, people say, well, are you Santa? I said, well, what do you think? And Santa is my title. It's like Mr., Doctor, whatever. And I love it. And I feel like that I have been given a certain gift to portray Santa. And it's a delight for me. Merry Christmas, everyone.